Hi grade 10s, hope you're all well. We are back for our second term and we'll be kicking it off with some trigonometry. Yes, this is a new topic that you guys have not yet done in mathematics before. So I think we'll start off with the explanation on the ratios of trigonometry as well as how to write your ratios when looking at a triangle. Please also note that trigonometry only focuses on right-angled triangles. So all your other triangles such as your scalene, your equilaterals and your isosceles triangles do not form part of this function. Okay, so first thing that you should know is that we will revise the Cartesian plane because trigonometry plays a huge role with the Cartesian plane, especially when you have to plot the functions on the Cartesian plane. And then Pythagoras also plays a huge role. That's why we drilled it in grade 8 and 9 to make sure that you understand how to calculate the sides of the right angle triangles. Okay. So without further ado, obviously you know the following. So I'm just going to draw a Cartesian plane, just a plain one. Remember, when you move left and when you move down, these are your negative integers, and then obviously when you move up and right, that would be your positive integers. Your x is your horizontal axis and your y is your vertical axis. Now I'm just going to put in a right angle triangle like this quickly, and then you need to understand that the slanted or the diagonal side, which is also your longer side, is your hypotenuse. The vertical side is your y axis, or your y, your height obviously, and then your vertical side is your x-axis or your base of your triangle. Okay, so this is how you would work with it. Then on top of that, you need to understand how to do the Pythagoras, and the formula for Pythagoras is r squared equals x squared plus y squared. Obviously you would substitute and then manipulate as far as possible. Okay, then with that, your trigonometry ratios are given to you. So there are three functions. So you've got sine, tan, and you've got cos. With those ones, each one of them have a reciprocal, meaning an opposite, which I will also explain to you. Okay, so this is your basic that you need to look at. This is also what we're going to use in this series to calculate your sides, your angles, etc., etc., as we carry on with this module. Okay, so let me quickly take this out and then write down your functions for you, and then we'll quickly look at a few examples to get you started with trigonometry. So your ratios, so your trig ratios, are as follows. So you've got sine, and we're going to put theta in. Obviously you know that you're going to work with theta, beta, alpha, etc., etc. So for sine theta, it will be the following. It is always opposite over the hypotenuse. Opposite over the hypotenuse, which in other words would then be y over r. Okay. Then for cosine, it is always the adjacent side over the hypotenuse, which would then obviously be x over r. So you see, the only thing that changes between these two is the numerator position, basically. So sine is opposite, then cosine is adjacent. Okay, and then for tan, your tangent, so tangent theta, it will always be opposite over adjacent. So the only two that gets the hypotenuse would be your sine and your cosine. Okay, and the hypotenuse is always the denominator. So in this case for tan, it would be y over x. Okay, so to remember this easily, you can draw a little table like this, where we then say, I'm going to take the first one, which is y over r, then x over r, and then y over x. So this would be sine, this would be cosine, and then this would be your tangent, so tan. Okay, from top to bottom, as your ratios would be. Remember, ratios are always fractions. Now this table will also help you with the reciprocal of these trig ratios. Okay, so the reciprocal of sine, I'm going to put it in a bracket here. The reciprocal of sine is cosec theta. And cosec theta would be the turned over version of y over r. So it would be r over y, which means it would be hypotenuse over the opposite side. Okay. Then for cosine, it would be sec theta, which is obviously then equal to r over x. So you swap it around. So it would then be the hypotenuse over the what do you call it? The adjacent side. Then for tangent, it is cot theta, which would then be x over y. So you swap these two around and it would become adjacent over the opposite. Okay, so this is the normal function, this is the reciprocal function. So if you look at it in this table as well, sine's opposite would be cosec. So if you read it from the top down, it would be sine. If you read it from the bottom to the top, it would be cosec, which is the reciprocal. For cosine, it would be sec. So if you read it from top to bottom, it will be cosine. If you read it from bottom to top, it will be the reciprocal. And then for tan, it will be cot. Obviously the same as what we've done over here. Okay, so these are your functions, and these are the things that you'll be using to identify the sides as well as the angles for your right angle triangles and so on. Okay, so I'm going to take this away, then we're going to do a little example session quickly, and then from there on we will end the session and I will do more videos on this module as we move on. Okay, so let's quickly jump into our examples. So I'm going to draw a triangle. It's going to be a right angle triangle. Remember, I told you that you only work with right angle triangles. There we go. I'm going to name it triangle A, B, C over here. Then I'm going to put beta in here. And then I'm going to put the right angle triangle mark in here. And then I would be putting in the theta symbol in here. Okay. From there onwards, you need to understand that this is the hypotenuse. So AC would be the hypotenuse. Oh my goodness, what am I doing? Which is R. Okay, that's represented by R. Then obviously over here, how this works now is, you see beta is here in the corner of A. So with that, if you take beta and we move to side BC, this would be the opposite side to beta. Okay? Which then means that side AB would be the adjacent side to beta. Okay. Then if you look at theta, which is over here, side AB would then be the opposite. This would be the opposite to theta. And then obviously this side BC, would be the adjacent side to theta. Okay, so the side right across from that would be obviously your opposite side, but the side that you're associated with, not including the hypotenuse, only the height or the base would then be the adjacent, depending on where theta and beta is situated. Okay, so now if I ask you to state the following trig ratios, so I'm just going to write the question down. State the following trig ratios. State the following trig ratios. If I give you this, question A, sine theta, okay, sine theta, you would obviously know that sine theta, if you know your functions, is y over r. Okay, y over r. Which tells me if it's y over r, it's going to be opposite over hypotenuse. Okay? So if I look at my triangle here, theta is situated over here. And if I say it's opposite over hypotenuse, it's going to look as follows. Opposite over hypotenuse. So it's going to be AB over AC. So my opposite is AB, because this side is opposite of theta. And then my hypotenuse is obviously AC. And there I've written my ratio according to the sides of the triangle. Let's go to the next one. If I look at cos theta is x over r. That's how well you should know it, x over r. So x over r, which means that it should be adjacent over hypotenuse. So if I go and look at it here, we're looking at theta again. So it'd be adjacent, so it's side BC over hypotenuse, which is AC. So BC over AC. There we go. Let's look at tan theta. Tan theta is y over x. Okay, so that ratio is y over x, which is then equal to the opposite over the adjacent. So the opposite of theta, which is AB, over the adjacent, which is BC. So AB over BC, sorry. AB over BC. And there we go, we've written that ratio. Okay. Now, if we look at sine beta. So I'll do sine beta. So let me just take this away. Now we're moving on to sine beta. Now, for D, sine beta. Now, beta is over here, which means this is the adjacent for beta, and this would be the opposite for beta. Okay? So sine, you obviously need to know that the ratio for sine is y over r, which gives me opposite over hypotenuse. So if I had to go and write it out, I would obviously then get the following. Opposite, which is BC over the hypotenuse, which is AC. There we go. Then for E, I've got cos beta. And cos beta is x over r. That's the ratio. Which means it's adjacent over hypotenuse. So adjacent over hypotenuse. So it's going to be AB over AC. And then lastly for tan beta, there we go. For tan beta, we will then have the following. So tan is y over x, that's the ratio, which means it's opposite over the adjacent side. So your opposite is BC, and your adjacent side would obviously be AB. Okay, if you had to go and do, so remember this is the normal functions, if you had to go and do the reciprocals of this, it would look as follows. So look here, if I had to do, if I had to do cosec, I'm just going to do it here quickly, cosec of beta for instance. You know that cosec is the reciprocal of sine, which would then become r over y. Okay? So if I had to do that, then it would obviously become hypotenuse over the opposite side. Okay? Which would then give me an answer of AC over BC. So you see it just swaps around. Okay? For instance, if I had to do for tan, which is cot beta. Now, for tan is y over x. So if you do the reciprocal, it's going to become x over y. And that will then change to the adjacent over the opposite, which would then give me AB over BC. And there you go. So you can see, this is the normal function, this is the reciprocal function. So it just swaps over, just swaps around. Okay. So guys, this is the normal way that you would do, or let's not put it normal way, but this is the method that you will follow rather, to calculate your ratios and to ensure that you know when you're using opposite, when you're using adjacent, where your opposite sides are placed, where your adjacent sides are placed, so on and so forth. This is just to practice your ratios. Make sure you know your ratios, because if you do not know your ratios and we start with calculations, you're going to sit with a huge problem. Okay? Especially when we start with the graphs of the functions. Okay? So guys, that's all for today. Hopefully this will give you a good head start in understanding the functions as well as the reciprocals of the functions, and this will also help you with the future videos that we will post. Thanks once again for tuning in. Remember to get everybody involved, and then we will carry on to enrich your knowledge and enrich your mind with regards to mathematics. Thanks again. Please remember to subscribe and to tune in regularly. Until next time, have a good day.